Welcome to Auto Foresight. For more than a decade, the XC60 has been the car that turned Volvo into something more than a niche brand. It became a global bestseller, a reference point, the model other Swedish cars got measured against. So when Volvo decides to replace it, not facelift it, not refresh it, but replace it entirely with a clean sheet electric platform, that decision carries weight. The 2026 EX60 is the answer. And the question worth sitting with is this: does the architecture behind it actually match what made the original so trusted? That answer comes in the powertrain section. But first, let us understand what Volvo was trying to solve. The EX60 slots directly into the space the XC60 has occupied for years. Premium family SUV, globally relevant, aimed at buyers who want capability and calm in equal measure. The segment it enters includes the BMW 9-3 in its new E-Class generation, the Mercedes GLC Electric, and the Tesla Model Y. That last name is worth noting. The Model Y dominates on volume. The German names dominate on prestige. Volvo's position, if the EX60 lands correctly, is the Swedish alternative. Quieter, more considered, built around what the brand calls a sanctuary interior rather than a technology showcase. At 189.1 inches in length, it is slightly longer than the XC60 it replaces. But the more meaningful number is interior volume. The EX60 offers significantly more usable space than its predecessor, and that shift comes directly from the platform underneath it. The most interesting thing about the EX60 is not a single spec. It is the decision to build the car on SBA3, Volvo's most advanced platform to date, and to make this the first vehicle that platform produces. That matters because SBA3 is not just an update to the previous architecture. It integrates the battery directly into the body structure rather than treating it as a separate component. Volvo calls this cell-to-body integration. The practical effects are a lighter structure, improved rigidity, and more interior room from the same footprint. This platform also carries something called rear megacasting, a single large aluminum piece that replaces dozens of smaller parts at the back of the car. It reduces weight and improves how the structure handles impact. It is the same manufacturing approach other brands have started to adopt, and it is now central to how the EX60 is built. Here is where the earlier question becomes relevant. The EX60 launches with 3 powertrain configurations, and the range they cover is unusually wide. The entry option, designated P6, uses rear-wheel drive, an 83 kilowatt-hour battery, and produces 369 horsepower with a confirmed range of 310 miles. The mid-option, P10, adds all-wheel drive and a 95 kilowatt-hour battery, pushing output to 503 horsepower and range to 320 miles. Then there is the P12, all-wheel drive, 117 kilowatt-hours, 670 horsepower, for 100 miles of range. For anyone who has watched this segment gradually close the gap on internal combustion performance numbers, the P12 is the moment that gap disappears. But the figure that may matter most to daily drivers is the charging speed. The EX60 uses an 800-volt architecture. From 10% to 80% takes 18 to 19 minutes. That is a meaningful step forward from the 400-volt system in earlier Volvo EVs, where longer charging stops were a consistent complaint. The battery uses NMC chemistry and is managed by software Volvo calls Breathe Charge. It monitors the battery in real time and can improve charging performance in cold conditions by up to 30%. For buyers in Northern Europe, the UK, or the Northern United States, that is a practical benefit rather than a marketing line. The EX60 also covers towing capacity that few electric SUVs in this class match, up to 2,400 kilograms braked. An optional fully electric tow bar is available, with dedicated camera angles built in for precision maneuvering. The interior follows Volvo's recent direction, minimalist without being sparse. The most notable change from previous generations is the display. The XC60 used a portrait-oriented screen that drew comparison to a tablet mounted in the dashboard. The EX60 moves to a landscape unit that sits lower in the eye line and responds more quickly. It is a detail that sounds minor until you have spent time with both. Cargo volume reaches 64.3 cubic feet with the rear seats folded, a figure families researching this segment will notice because it directly answers the comparison with the Tesla Model Y. The standard boot space is practical, and there is an additional 52-liter frunk up front. Cell-to-body integration created interior volume that the older platform could not. The cabin is designed around what Volvo calls the Swedish sanctuary concept: lower noise levels, premium material selection, and a focus on the kind of ambient calm that has been central to the brand's identity since the XC90 reset expectations a decade ago. The EX60 is the first Volvo to run Google Gemini as its onboard AI layer, integrated into a system the brand calls HuginCore, rated at 254 TOPS of processing capability. In practice, that means natural language conversation with the vehicle for navigation, climate, and media, rather than menu-driven commands. Whether that changes how people interact with their car day to day, or simply becomes a feature they stop noticing after a week, is a reasonable question. The safety system includes something Volvo describes as a world first. The multi-adaptive safety belt uses sensors to adjust the restraining force of the belt based on two variables: the size of the occupant and the specific physics of the collision happening in real time. Volvo has built its reputation on structural safety for decades. This is the kind of incremental advance that fits that lineage without requiring the brand to announce a revolution. Standard driver assistance features follow what buyers in this class now expect: lane keeping, adaptive cruise, automated emergency braking. In Europe, the EX60 is available for order now. Multiple sources report a late summer 2026 arrival for the United States market, though Volvo has not confirmed a precise date for all regions. Pricing has not been officially confirmed for all markets. Multiple sources estimate the rear-wheel drive P6 trim starting around $60,000 in the United States and approximately €71,900 in Europe. Official pricing for the P10 and P12 configurations is still to be announced. Different reports disagree on final market-by-market specifications, and Volvo has indicated some regional variation is expected. The usual guidance applies. Confirmed details should be verified through official Volvo channels before any purchase decisions are made. What is worth stepping back to notice here is not just the EX60 in isolation. Volvo, BMW, and Mercedes are each launching their most important electric platforms within the same narrow window. Three different philosophies: German precision, Bavarian driver focus, Swedish sanctuary, all betting that the premium electric family SUV segment is large enough for multiple serious competitors. The interesting thing is that none of them are primarily competing with each other. They are all, in different ways, competing for the buyer who has been watching the Tesla Model Y and wondering whether something more considered exists. The EX60 is Volvo's answer to that question. Whether the platform ambition translates into the kind of ownership experience the XC60 built its reputation on, that will take time to know. Which part of this car stands out to you most? Drop it in the comments. If you follow upcoming models like this, Auto Foresight covers them regularly. This script is built around the tension between legacy and reinvention. The XC60's global success sets up the question of whether the EX60's radical platform change is the right response or a risk. The question thread opens in the hook and pays off in the powertrain section when the P12 spec and 800V charging close the gap on every previous EV limitation. The narrative spine is, Volvo made a big bet on SBA3. Here is what that bet actually means in practice.